Hi guys, it's Patricia and it's Tester Tuesday, which is a weekly series of Scentsy review videos. Every week I discuss 2 scents and every week you guys tell me which 2 I'm going to discuss because we vote at the end of the video. I always say we, but it's really you guys. It's a community. So this week was great. I had in first place this pretty lilac colored wax, and it is the scent of Blackberry Meringue. This one here had 25% of the vote. And I have, in second place, I happen to have a full bar as well of this orangey, burnt yellow orange wax, and it is frosted ginger cookie. This one had 23% of the vote. Now, both of these scents are retired, so we're going to go through them as quick as I can. But the order this week was basically Blackberry Meringue, frosted ginger cookie. Then we had Clothesline and Simply Vanilla Tide. We had Forest Wildflowers and Dazzling Pomegranate, and we had 150 votes, which is a lot of votes for a regular week, so thank you so much. Let's get into our first place scent this week. It is Blackberry Meringue. Pretty color wax, pretty color packaging. This is a Bring Back My Bar, and it last became available roughly about a year ago on Bring Back My Bar. I don't remember, but I don't even remember when this one retired, but it's been about 3 years. On cold, this is about a soft to medium fragrance. And I believe it was in the bakery section when it was out, but to me it's more fruity. So the scent description for this is blackberry, sugared fig, black plum, and a touch of ground spice mingle deliciously in this to die for sensory dessert. So we basically have blackberry, yes. Blackberry in this reads a little bit perfumey, which some blackberries can tend to do. We have sugared fig, which I also get, and sugared fig can also read a little bit perfumey. Black plum I don't really get. Not much, but I think it's a kind of like a base note. It's a yummy base note, but it's not super obvious on cold sniff. And then ground spice, I really don't get. I don't know. Maybe like 5%, if that. And if it's ground spice, it's probably something nice and warm and cozy like cardamom or something. It's not cinnamon or anything like that. So basically, this is also called Blackberry Meringue. And meringues are like little delicate cookies where they have a top and a bottom, and they're actually made from a lot of egg whites, and I think sometimes they have like ground almonds folded in. I've never actually made them myself. They're very technique sensitive. You see them on a lot of cooking show challenges, but basically they read like a really neutral cookie with like a bit of a crunch and an airy feel. So basically you take all those heavy notes of like blackberry, fig, and plum, which are all heavy and strong, and then you add that light airy cookie note in with it, which reads more like a meringue or a marshmallow or just a gentle neutral type blender scent. And it kind of brings them down a notch, which is really, really nice. This is a pretty scent. It doesn't really scream bakery to me though. It kind of screams more of like a girly, slightly perfumey scent, but super nice. I like it. Now, like I said, it's a little bit perfumey, but not too bad. And Scentsy doesn't do a lot of blackberry scents, but let me just tell you how things went with it. So these were the only testers I had. 1 mini, 1 party. You put those 2 together, it's a little more than 1.5 cubes. So I put it up here in my bedroom in a 25-watt bulb warmer. Usually I use 2 cubes, but 1.5 is as close as I could get. Strength and throw was about 8 out of 10, and I left it going 4 days, start and stop, 28 hours, which was really, really good. The last day obviously was quite light compared to early on, but this one did well. Now, in the past when I've warmed this, I've had mixed results. And I want to tell you something. Blackberry Meringue is one of those scents fresh out of the pouring gate. I don't think it does well. But if it sits in your closet or your little cabinet for a year or 6 months or so, I bet you're going to get better performance because that's what I found. And I want to always remind you, you can actually check and see if you can see the dates on your Scentsy bars. This one says June 1st, 2018. So this one had a good amount of time to sit and relax. But basically, the great news was I had an actual open bar that I was actually able to finish off. It had 2 cubes left. So what I did with those 2 cubes is I wanted to add them to Tester Tuesday just for an alternative zone so you guys could hear about. So I put it in my bonus room, which is a bigger area, but I put it in a 25-watt bulb warmer. It was lighter there, about 7 out of 10, and it didn't last very long, but there's a reason. I left it going 2 days, 18 hours. So the stupid me, the blonde me, that warmer, I think it's called boho, and it's like almost like a rusty colored warmer. I love that warmer. It's a great warmer. So anyway, I looked in, the dish was empty. I put my 2 cubes in and let her rip. When it came time to take the scent out, I was like, it doesn't really smell the greatest. So, or it doesn't really have any smell left. So I turn it off and let it cool. That's my preferred method. If you do that, about 20 to 30 minutes later, you can go and put your finger in it. And if it's just a little squishy, almost like Play-Doh that's been out for a bit, you can kind of scoop it out in one big swoop. And then very minimal cleanup. It's my favorite way. But when I did that, I immediately knew it was more than 2 cubes I was scooping out. I could just tell by the feel and by the experience. And I thought, what in the heck happened? What I did was I had sizzling cinnamon going before, which was almost the same color as the warmer dish, like exactly. And I was like, oh. But the good news is sizzling cinnamon had been like sizzled out and fizzled out. So, but yeah, it's a great example of a screw up. If you add new wax to old wax, you can kind of dilute your wax and make it seem like it doesn't work as well. Because I can definitely notice a performance difference between my bedroom, which was testers, and the bar cubes that I, by mistake, mixed with sizzling cinnamon. But anyway, let's get back on track. Scentsy doesn't do a lot of blackberry scents. I'm going to just tell you, Eskimo Kiss has blackberry, but that reads very perfumey blackberry with the amber and stuff added in. And I think the only other one I can think of off the top of my head recently was Best Life, which actually I'm just warming right now in my kids' bathroom. So not a lot of blackberry scents. They used to have blackberry orange marmalade, but for some reason they seem to steer clear of blackberry scents. But anyway, if you're going to warm Blackberry Meringue, I think it would be great in a bedroom. Very nice. Small to medium rooms would work best. Would I repurchase this? Probably a bar or two. It would probably be limited to my bedroom. And I try not to have way too many bars to use my bedroom because I only warm 2 cubes in here at a time. So anyway, it's a nice scent. I do really like it. And remember, this one seems to get stronger with time. Okay, scent number 2 this week is Frosted Ginger Cookie. And this is also a retired scent. I don't know when it retired, but I think this came back in 2017. So it's probably a good 3 or 4 years retired. On Cold Sniff, it's about a medium to strong intensity. And I would put it in a bakery or a spicy bakery category. So the scent description for Frosted Ginger Cookie is chewy brown sugar cookie spiked with warming ginger and fragrant vanilla. So we have chewy brown sugar cookie. So a regular sugar cookie is very neutral based, kind of like a buttery vanilla scent. The addition of the brown sugar makes this have a slight molasses tone to it. Very slight. So brown sugar actually has molasses in it. That's what makes it kind of brown and gives it that scent and flavor. And dark brown sugar even has more molasses, so just something to know. But this does not read gingerbread. It's not to the extent of gingerbread. So it's somewhere in between your standard butter cookie, sugar cookie, and your gingerbread. Kind of a medium level playing field in the middle. The warming ginger is definitely warm. It gives it a fiery zing. It's kind of similar to the ginger note that you have in Accidentally in Love. And sometimes when you get an extreme fiery ginger with a kick, it actually has a little tiny twist of a soapy or a cleaner vibe. And I do get that ever so slight on occasion when I warm this. That might be my only thing I don't like about it. And the vanilla, it doesn't really read like a big vanilla frosting like you would put on a cake. Instead, take your icing sugar and milk or something like that, mix it, and then dunk your cookie in and then let it harden, almost like a glaze or a drizzle. A nice sweet vanilla drizzle glaze. You get the chewy brown sugar cookie with the spicy of the ginger, almost like you grated some fresh ginger in there with the dried ginger spice and the vanilla glaze or the vanilla dunk. So with Frosted Ginger Cookie, I only had 3 mini testers, which roughly equals 1 cube. So what I did was I took that 1 cube worth and put it in my youngest child's room, and strength of throw there was about 7.5 out of 10. I left it going 2 days, 17 hours. And I actually had a partial bar on the go that I was planning on finishing up because it was a bit sweaty. And what I did was I had 3 cubes left. So I took those 3 cubes and took a knife and just cut that middle one in half and put 1.5 cubes in each of 2 full-size warmers downstairs in my middle child's room. And his room is huge, like his big bedroom and his big adjoining bathroom / closet area. It's actually the ensuite of the house, or the master of the house, but we let him go there because he's in a wheelchair. Anyway, how did it do there? Again, strength and throw 7.5 out of 10, and I left it going 2 days, 23 hours. So Not super long lasting, but I do want to say on cold sniff, it's pretty similar to when it warms. So if you like that gingery smell on cold sniff, you're going to like this when it warms. If you're someone that really likes bakery scents, but you don't mind a little spice and a little fiery ginger, then you're probably going to like this. If you want to tone down some of that ginger, you could actually mix it with a neutral type bakery scent like a sugar cookie or vanilla bean buttercream. And if you kind of want to complement that gingery aspect, you could actually probably warm it with the hazelnut frosting, which has a little bit of ginger, but I have not warmed that yet, so I don't really know how much the ginger comes out. I would stick to medium-sized spaces for this, and I probably wouldn't repurchase any bars if I saw it like at a vendor event, because I already have like a 2 or 3, and I think I'm pretty good. If you're someone like gingerbread donut, but you find it a little too strong and you want to break from the intensity, then this might be a good alternative, and that is frosted ginger cookie. So we are going to draw 6 scents from the box this week. Don't forget, 2 scents, different scents by Wednesday morning. Check the pinned comment if voting is opened or closed or not, and you can always vote on Instagram if you cannot comment on YouTube videos. My name is Patricia Gates. Look me up and vote on there if you can't vote on YouTube. So scent number 1 this week is Mandarin Splash. Scent number 2, Pineapple Pucker. Scent number 3, I'm just going to reach in another bag. They're kind of in different bags. Scent number 3, I think we have 3 and 4. Scent number 3, Berry Bubble Blue. Scent number 4, Blue Hyacinth. And we'll go in the old bag, see what we get. I have a bag that's kind of older, so I'll grab 2. So scent number 5, Rio Beach, and scent number 6, Sheer Woods. So not a whole lot of spring and summer, or a whole lot of fall and winter, mostly spring and summer, but we'll work with it. So scent number 1 is Mandarin Splash, a retired spring and summer scent. Scent number 2, Pineapple Pucker, also a retired spring and summer scent. Scent number 3, Berry Bubble Blue, which I believe is a kid's fragrance from a few years ago. Scent number 4, Blue Hyacinth, which was a retired spring and summer scent from the summer of 2018. Rio Beach, that's been retired for a while. By the sounds of it, it should be spring and summer. And Sheer Woods is a fall and winter scent, probably, I think, about 3 years ago, give or take. And that is our last scent. So thank you for spending the last few minutes with me. I hope you guys have a great day in your neck of the woods. Any questions or concerns, let me know with your comments and votes, and I will see you guys in the next video.